The courtroom was buzzing, reporters scribbling, cameras clicking, spectators leaning forward as if waiting for a spark to ignite the room. Then, the spark came. "Take that medal off," Judge Marlin sneered, adjusting his glasses as he glared down at the defendant. "This is a courtroom, not a costume parade." Gasps echoed. Standing at the defense table was Sergeant Ethan Cole, a former tomb guard of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, a man who had spent years marching 21 steps in rain, heat, and hurricane winds, guarding the nation's greatest symbol of honor. Ethan didn't flinch. He simply stared at the judge, calm but wounded. "Your Honor, this medal isn't decoration. It represents—" "I didn't ask for a speech," the judge snapped. "I asked you to remove it." The room fell silent. Even the fan stopped humming. And then, just as tension reached its breaking point, the back doors of the courtroom swung open. A man in a full-dress uniform stepped inside, and the entire courtroom stood. The bailiff stuttered. I'll rise for General Marcus Alden, chairman of the Joint Chiefs." Judge Marlin's jaw went slack. General Alden walked with purpose, boots echoing like thunder, ribbons shining across his chest. But his face was carved from stone. He approached the bench without asking permission. "Judge Marlin, I heard you have a problem with one of my soldiers." This is highly irregular," the judge muttered, flustered. "This is my courtroom." "Not today. Today, this is a matter of national honor." Everyone leaned in. Even Ethan looked stunned. He had no idea why the most powerful military officer in the country would walk into his trial. The general turned to Ethan. "Sergeant Cole, stand at ease." That's when the whisper started. Why was Ethan Cole, decorated, disciplined, respected, standing trial at all? The judge cleared his throat, trying to regain control. "General Alden, this man assaulted a parent outside Brookside Elementary." Alden raised a brow. "Is that what the report says?" "That is what I say," the judge snapped. "He tackled a man in day-bright light. No authority, no badge, no reason." Ethan clenched his jaw. General Alden placed a hand on his shoulder. "Tell them." Ethan took a deep breath. "I was dropping off my niece at school. I saw a man grabbing a little boy by the arm, dragging him toward a black SUV. The kid was screaming that it wasn't his father." A ripple of shock went through the courtroom. "I intervened," Ethan continued. "Stopped him, held him until police arrived." Judge Marlin smirked. "The so-called kidnapper was the boy's biological father. Custody dispute. Overreaction by a hero. That's why he's standing here." A mother in the front row gasped, "That's not true." Everyone turned. It was the boy's mother, and she looked like she had been waiting for this moment. The mother stood. "Your Honor, the man Ethan stopped, my ex-husband, was under a restraining order. He wasn't allowed near our son." Judge Marlin froze. General Alden folded his arms. She continued, voice trembling. "The police told me the truth after reviewing the video footage. My son was being kidnapped. Ethan saved him." Reporters scribbled frantically. "It seems," Alden said, looking at the judge, "that the only person who overreacted was you." The judge stammered, Well, the paperwork didn't." But Alden cut him off. "The paperwork didn't matter to you. What mattered was belittling a soldier's sacrifice. Do you know what tomb guards endure? They march in lightning storms. They guard the unknowns at 3 a.m. They volunteer to stand between silence and chaos." He stepped closer to the bench. "That medal you mocked? He earned it on a night when others would have run." Judge Marlin swallowed hard. He suddenly looked very small. Alden turned toward the spectators. "Sergeant Cole is a national protector, whether the battlefield is a foreign land or a school parking lot." The judge shifted uncomfortably. Finally, he cleared his throat. "In light of new testimony and clarification, all charges are dismissed." Relief washed over Ethan's face. The mother rushed forward, hugging him. "Thank you for saving my son. You're our hero." He nodded gently. "Just did what anyone should." General Alden placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "That medal stays on," he said firmly, "in every courtroom, every city, every place you stand." And with that, the general turned and marched out, leaving Judge Marlin staring down at his desk, realizing the weight of what he had done. As Ethan left the courtroom, people stood and applauded, not because he demanded respect, but because he had earned it long before he walked through those doors.